Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to kick off our presentation today on business letters and reports. The title of our session is simply that, Business Letters and Reports, with a focus on effective communication in the professional world. Over the next few slides, we'll explore how to craft clear, professional business letters and reports that get your message across effectively. So let's get started and see what insights we have in store. Today, I will explain the key differences between formal and informal letters, which are important in various communication contexts. Starting with formal letters, these are professional, structured, and follow a specific pattern. They are used when we need to communicate with public bodies or agencies, especially for official requirements in civic life. Formal letters should always be clear, precise, and complete, ensuring that the message is understood without ambiguity. On the other hand, informal letters are more personal and relaxed. They are typically addressed to close relatives like parents, friends, or family members. The tone in informal letters is friendly and conversational, allowing us to express emotions freely. Unlike formal letters, the format and language are flexible, and there are no strict rules about length or structure. Letter writing itself is simply a way to communicate through written messages, whether formal or informal. Understanding these differences helps us choose the right style based on the purpose and the audience, which ties into the broader theme of effective communication. Let's go through the essential elements of a formal letter layout. First, you'll want to include the sender's address at the top left corner of the page. This should be your complete address, including your full name, street, city, state, and PIN code. It's important because it tells the recipient where to send a reply or further correspondence. Next, after leaving a blank line, you include the date line, simply the date when the letter is written. This provides context and helps keep records organized. Following another blank line, you'll include the recipient's address. Make sure to include the full name of the firm or individual, their title if applicable, and their complete postal address. This ensures your letter reaches the correct person. Now onto the greeting or salutation. For formal letters, use Dear Mr. Ms. Mrs., last name, with a colon. If the letter is informal, a comma is acceptable. The salutation sets the tone for the rest of your message. Moving into the body of the letter, you should divide your thoughts into clear paragraphs. Each paragraph covers a different point or idea, which makes your letter easy to read and professional. Remember to leave a blank line between paragraphs to improve readability. Before closing, include a subscription line such as sincerely, yours faithfully, or regards, followed by a comma. This is your polite sign-off, showing respect and professionalism. Finally, leave 3 blank lines where you'll sign your name by hand. Below that, type your full name and your job title if relevant. This completes the formal structure of your letter. All these points come together to create a clear, professional, and well-organized letter format that communicates your message effectively, while also aligning with formal writing standards. In this slide, we're exploring 2 main types of letters, persuasive and routine. Let's start with persuasive letters, which use the indirect approach. These are designed to convince the reader to take a specific action or agree with a proposal, even if they might initially be resistant or uninterested. Think about sales letters, uninvited proposals, or complex claims. These are all examples. The goal here is to influence the reader to do something, whether that's buying a product, accepting a proposal, donating, or simply agreeing to a request. Now, on the other hand, we have routine letters that follow the direct approach. These are more straightforward and handle everyday business matters like requests for information, simple claims, or confirmations. Usually, these letters carry neutral or positive information and follow a standard format. Examples include requests for information, order letters, acknowledgments, and confirmation of meetings. When writing both routine and persuasive letters, understanding the purpose is key. Persuasive letters aim to influence and motivate, often requiring a more strategic approach, while routine letters are about clear, efficient communication for everyday tasks. Connecting this to our overall theme, mastering both types of communication helps us communicate effectively in various situations, whether we're trying to persuade or just handle routine matters smoothly. Let's talk about positive and negative messages in business letters. When we craft a business letter, the tone we choose can significantly impact how our message is received. Positive messages are generally used to build relationships, encourage cooperation, or highlight good news. They help create a welcoming and professional impression. On the other hand, negative messages are often necessary when addressing issues, providing constructive criticism, or delivering bad news. It's important to handle negative messages carefully, aiming to be clear but also considerate to maintain good business relationships. The key is to be honest and direct, but also tactful and respectful. Whether the message is positive or negative, the goal is to communicate effectively and uphold the professionalism of your correspondence. This balance is essential in ensuring your message is understood and preserves the trust and respect of your recipients. Now, let's take a look at what a positive message really is. Essentially, it's any message that shares good news, approvals, congratulations, or routine information that the reader is likely to see as positive. For example, think about a job offer letter or an approval message. These are classic positive messages. They can also include thank you notes, congratulatory messages, or positive updates in business correspondence. The key idea here is that these messages are meant to convey goodwill and acceptance, and they often serve to confirm or acknowledge something favorable. To deliver these messages effectively, we use a direct approach. That means we get straight to the point, sharing the good news promptly. This helps to maximize goodwill because it creates a positive experience for the reader right from the start. Most importantly, whether you're writing a thank you letter, an approval message, or a congratulatory note, the goal is to make the reader feel appreciated and valued. Keep in mind that these messages play a crucial role in building and maintaining positive relationships, which ties directly into the overall theme of effective communication in business. Negative messages are all about delivering bad news, like rejections, refusals, or apologies. When we write these types of letters, it's important to choose our words carefully. We want to stay professional and also protect our relationships with the reader. These messages often involve conveying some form of bad news, such as turning down a request, denying a job application, or informing someone about delays or policy changes that have a negative impact. The main goal here is to communicate the bad news clearly, but in a way that preserves goodwill and minimizes any hard feelings. To do this effectively, we usually use an indirect approach. That means we prepare the reader for the bad news by first providing context or reasons before delivering the main message. This helps soften the blow and makes the message more acceptable. Some common examples of negative messages include rejecting a request, denying a job application, or explaining delays. They also include responding to complaints or addressing negative aspects in business letters. Overall, the key is to be thoughtful and strategic in how we communicate bad news, so we maintain professionalism and positive relationships despite the difficult message. Now let's take a closer look at Slide 8, which presents a table outlining different types of business letters. Each category serves a specific purpose in professional communication. For example, inquiry letters are used when we need to ask for information about products, services, prices, or terms. Think of requesting a product catalog or a price list. This is a common example. Moving on, order letters are written to place an order for goods or services, such as ordering office supplies or machinery. Sometimes, an order needs to be canceled. In that case, we send a cancellation letter, perhaps due to delays or errors. Complaint letters are important for reporting issues like defective goods or poor service, and in response, we might send an adjustment letter offering solutions like refunds or replacements. Sales or promotional letters are used to advertise new products or special offers, helping to boost sales. Application letters are written when applying for a job. These are your typical job applications. And finally, we have cover letters, which accompany a resume when applying for a position. These introduce you and highlight your key qualifications, making a strong first impression. Understanding these different types of letters helps us communicate more effectively in various business situations, which ties into our overall theme of professional communication skills. Let's take a closer look at slide 9, which focuses on different types of letters related to internships. First, we have the internship letters category. These include requests for internships as well as acceptance letters once you've secured an opportunity. The main purpose of these letters is to either request an internship position or to confirm and accept an internship offer. For example, you might be applying for an internship at a company, and your letter would serve as your formal application or acceptance. Understanding this category is important because internships are often a critical step in building your career, and communicating professionally through these letters can make a strong positive impression. It's also key in maintaining clear communication between students, applicants, and organizations. As we move through the presentation, keep in mind how each type of letter serves a specific purpose in professional interactions, and this one specifically helps bridge the gap between aspiring interns and organizations offering opportunities. Let's talk about writing memos. Memos are a fundamental part of professional communication. They serve as a quick, clear, and formal way to share information within an organization. When writing a memo, it's important to be concise and to the point, ensuring your message is easily understood. Think of memos as a tool to document decisions, instructions, or updates that need to be preserved and referenced later. The key points to remember are clarity and purpose. Every memo should have a clear objective, and the content should be structured logically. Start with a brief introduction that states the purpose, followed by the main message or details, and conclude with any necessary actions or next steps. Connecting this to our overall theme, effective memo writing enhances communication efficiency and helps avoid misunderstandings. It's about making sure your message reaches the right people, in the right way, and at the right time. So, mastering memo writing is a crucial skill for maintaining smooth organizational operations. A memo, or memorandum, is essentially a short written message that we use within an organization to communicate important information. It can cover topics like policies, procedures, or official business matters. The key thing to remember is that memos are usually meant for internal communication, meaning they stay within the organization. This could be between different departments, teams, or individual employees. When it comes to features, memos are very direct and to the point. They don't include formalities like greetings or closing remarks, no salutations or complimentary closes. This makes them efficient for quickly conveying essential information to the right people. In terms of writing a memo, clarity and brevity are crucial. Since they are used for internal purposes, you want your message to be straightforward and easy to understand. Memos are primarily used for employees, departments, or teams to ensure everyone is on the same page. Connecting this to the overall theme of effective business communication, memos are a vital tool because they help streamline internal messaging, ensuring clear and quick dissemination of information without unnecessary formality. Now let's take a closer look at slide 12, which is all about memos. On this slide, you'll see an example of a typical memo format. It starts with the to line, where you specify the recipient's name or designation. Next is the from line, indicating who is sending the memo. Then there's the date, formatted as day, month, and year. Following that, we have the subject line, which clearly states the topic of the memo. Moving on to the body of the memo, it's important to keep the message clear, brief, and formal. Usually, this section contains 1 to 3 short paragraphs that convey the main points effectively. Remember, the goal is to communicate the message succinctly while maintaining professionalism. Finally, there's an optional signature at the end, which can personalize or validate the memo. The slide also emphasizes how to approach writing a memo. Explain key points thoroughly but conversationally, highlight the most important concepts, and connect everything back to the overall presentation theme. In summary, this slide provides a practical template and guidance on crafting clear, professional memos that support effective communication within an organization. All right, let's take a closer look at this memo. Here, we see that the message is directed to all sales staff, which means it's an important communication from the management team. The memo is from the sales manager, highlighting that this is an official and formal message. The date, 27th October 2025, indicates when the memo was issued, giving us context for the timing of the upcoming event. Now, the main subject of this memo is the monthly sales meeting. This is a crucial event for everyone involved in sales, as it likely covers updates, targets, and strategies. The key detail here is that the meeting is scheduled for the 15th of September 2025 at 11:00 a.m., and it will be held in the conference hall. This shows the importance of the meeting. It's set at a specific time and place to ensure everyone can plan accordingly. Importantly, the memo emphasizes that attendance is compulsory for all. This underlines how critical this gathering is for the entire team. Everyone's presence is expected, meaning no excuses or absences unless absolutely necessary. Finally, the memo closes with a polite regards from the sales manager, reaffirming the professionalism and importance of this communication. Overall, this slide underscores the importance of clear communication and team coordination, which are key themes in our overall presentation on effective sales management and teamwork. Let's talk about report writing. This is a critical part of any project or research process. Basically, it's about clearly and effectively communicating your findings, insights, and recommendations. The key here is to be thorough, but also concise. Make sure every section serves a purpose. Remember, your report needs to be understandable to someone who might not be familiar with all the details, so clarity is essential. Highlight the most important points, but don't overwhelm the reader with unnecessary information. Connect your findings back to the overall goals of your project, showing how everything fits together. Good report writing ties everything we've discussed so far into a cohesive, professional document that can support decision-making and showcase your work. A business report is a formal document that provides objective information through statistical data, summarizes important historical facts, and sometimes offers reasonable recommendations for a company's managers. Its main purpose is to help decision-makers understand situations clearly and make informed choices. When we talk about the objectives of report writing, there are several key points to keep in mind. First, to inform. It's about presenting clear and accurate information that everyone can understand. Second, to analyze, carefully examining data or situations to identify trends or issues. Third, to record, keeping a documented account that can be referenced later. Fourth, to recommend, offering solutions or actions that can improve the situation. Additionally, reports are meant to assist decision-making by providing a solid foundation for choices. They should present facts systematically, using a logical and organized structure that makes information easy to follow. Lastly, reports help create accountability by showing progress, measuring performance, or demonstrating compliance with standards. So, what exactly is a business report? It's essentially a comprehensive document that combines all these elements: objective data, analysis, and recommendations to support business management and strategic planning. Throughout this presentation, you'll see how effective report writing is crucial for informed decision-making and organizational success. So, the main purpose of a report is to present information in a way that's clear, structured, and factual. This helps the reader understand a situation, make informed decisions, or take appropriate action. Essentially, a well-crafted report guides the reader through important details in a logical manner. Some key purposes include communicating findings or results clearly, so everyone understands what was discovered or concluded. It also involves analyzing a problem or situation thoroughly, helping to identify causes and effects. Another important aspect is recommending solutions or actions, providing guidance on what steps to take next based on the data. Plus, reports serve as a record of events, which can be useful for future reference or accountability. Lastly, presenting data in an organized format makes complex information more accessible and easier to interpret. All of these points tie into the broader purpose of a business report: to inform, analyze, and support decision-making in a professional way. Let's take a closer look at the different types of reports we encounter. When we talk about reports, we're really referring to various formats and purposes that serve different informational needs. First, there are status reports which are designed to give an update on current progress, highlighting what has been accomplished and any issues that need attention. These are essential for keeping everyone on the same page. Next, we have analytical reports which go a step further by examining data in detail to uncover trends, patterns, or insights. These are especially useful when making strategic decisions or solving complex problems. Then there are progress reports which are similar but focus more on tracking ongoing activities over a period of time, showing how close we are to reaching our goals. Finally, we also have compliance reports which ensure that we're meeting regulatory or organizational standards. Understanding these different types helps us tailor our communication effectively, whether we're providing updates, making decisions, or ensuring standards are met, all of which are vital to the overall success of our projects and initiatives. Now, let's take a closer look at how reports can be classified based on their purpose. First, we have informational reports. These are straightforward. They simply present data or facts without much interpretation. For example, a sales report or an employee attendance report. These reports are useful for providing clear, objective information that helps in decision-making. Next, we have analytical reports. These go a step further. They not only present data but also include analysis, interpretation, and often recommendations. Think of a feasibility study or a market research report. These are particularly valuable when you need insights to guide strategic decisions. Moving on to how reports can be categorized based on their function. Routine reports are prepared regularly, say daily, weekly, or monthly. An example here would be a monthly performance report, which helps track ongoing progress and performance over time. On the other hand, we have special reports. These are created for specific situations or problems that require immediate attention. For instance, if there's a sudden decline in sales, a special report would analyze the situation and help identify causes quickly. Understanding these classifications helps us tailor our reports to meet the right needs, whether it's providing basic data, analyzing complex issues, or addressing urgent problems. This classification ties directly into our overall theme of effective communication, making sure the right information reaches the right people in the right way. Now, let's look at how the direction or flow of communication influences the types of reports we use. First, we have upward reports, which are sent from subordinates to management. For example, a team leader might send a progress report to their manager to update on project status. Next comes downward reports, which go from management to employees. These could be guidelines, instructions, or evaluation reports that help guide and inform the team. Then there are lateral reports, shared between departments at the same level. An example would be the marketing and finance teams exchanging reports to coordinate their activities. Understanding these flows helps us see how information moves within an organization and ensures effective communication. Now, moving on to the second part of this slide, we differentiate reports based on their formality. Formal reports are structured, detailed, and official, like an annual financial report that provides comprehensive data and analysis. On the other hand, informal reports are shorter, less structured, and more casual. Think of quick updates on a project status sent via email or a brief memo. Recognizing whether a report should be formal or informal depends on its purpose and audience, which is crucial for effective communication within the organization. Let's take a closer look at how reports can be categorized based on their frequency of submission. First, we have periodic reports, which are submitted at regular intervals. An example of this would be quarterly financial reports, which help us track the company's financial health consistently throughout the year. On the other hand, there are occasional reports prepared for specific one-time needs. For instance, a report on a merger or acquisition is prepared when such a significant event occurs, and it's not part of a regular reporting schedule. Now, moving on to how reports can be classified based on their subject matter. Financial reports are a common example. These include balance sheets and income statements, which give us a snapshot of the company's financial position. Sales and marketing reports focus on analyzing sales data or conducting market surveys, helping us understand market performance and customer trends. Production reports cover aspects like output, efficiency, and quality control, which are crucial for operational performance. Personnel reports, meanwhile, provide insights into employee performance and HR updates, supporting workforce management. And finally, research reports are based on findings from business research, providing valuable data to inform strategic decisions. Connecting all these points, it's clear that understanding the type and subject of a report helps us better interpret and utilize the information to support our overall business objectives. Let's take a moment to explore what a presentation truly is. Essentially, it's a structured way to communicate ideas, information, or messages to an audience. It involves more than just talking. It's about engaging your listeners and making your content memorable. Now, what are the key elements that make up a good presentation? Well, first, there's the content itself, what you're saying. Then there's your delivery, how you say it, your tone, body language, and confidence. Visual aids also play a crucial role. They help illustrate your points and keep the audience engaged. Finally, the structure or organization of your presentation ensures your message flows logically from start to finish. Designing a presentation involves thoughtful planning. You want to start with a clear objective, outline your main points, and organize them logically. Keep your slides simple, avoid clutter, and focus on key messages. Use visuals wisely to support your words, not overwhelm them. Rehearsing your delivery helps build confidence and smooths out any rough patches. Speaking of visuals, there are different types of visual aids you can use, including slides, charts, graphs, images, and videos. Each serves a specific purpose. Charts and graphs are excellent for data, images for emotional impact, and videos can add dynamism. The goal is to enhance understanding and retention, making your message more impactful. In sum, mastering these elements and design principles can elevate your presentation skills, making your communication more effective and engaging for your audience. Let's take a closer look at the key elements of a presentation. First, we have the presenter, the person delivering the message. It's crucial that the presenter is confident, clear, and well-prepared to effectively engage the audience. Speaking of the audience, understanding their needs, background, and expectations helps us tailor the content to resonate better and be more impactful. Next, the message or content itself is the core of your presentation. It should be accurate, relevant, and well-organized to make sure your key ideas come across clearly. Structuring your presentation is also vital, typically starting with an introduction that includes a greeting, your objectives, and an overview. Then, the main body covers your main ideas, supported by examples and data. Finally, a strong conclusion summarizes your points, leaves a final impression, and often includes a call to action. Visual aids like slides, charts, graphs, or videos are tools to enhance understanding. They should support your message without overwhelming it. Remember, their purpose is to clarify, not distract. Delivery style is equally important. Using voice modulation, appropriate packing, making eye contact, and incorporating positive body language will keep your audience engaged. Lastly, don't forget the technology and tools. Microphones, projectors, computers, clickers, online platforms. These are there to support your delivery. When used effectively, they make your presentation smoother and more professional. So all these elements work together to create a compelling, effective presentation that communicates your message clearly and confidently. Preparation is really the foundation of any effective presentation. It's all about planning your content, structure, and approach to ensure it resonates with your audience. First, understanding your audience is crucial. Know their interests, backgrounds, and what they're expecting to get from your talk. This helps you tailor your message to meet their needs. Next, defining your objective is key. Be clear about what you want to achieve, whether it's informing, persuading, motivating, or entertaining. Having that clarity guides your entire presentation. When organizing your content, start with a strong introduction to grab attention, introduce your topic, and outline the key points you'll cover. Then, in the body, present your main ideas in a logical order, supporting them with facts and examples to make them compelling. Finally, wrap up with a conclusion that summarizes and reinforces your key message, leaving a lasting impression. Rehearsing is just as important as planning. Practice several times to ensure you're fluent and confident, which helps reduce nerves. Also, keep an eye on your time. Managing your time effectively means prioritizing your key points so you don't rush or leave important information out. All these steps, knowing your audience, setting clear objectives, organizing your content, rehearsing, and managing your time, serve as the foundation for a presentation that is not only well-structured but also engaging and impactful. Visual aids are an essential part of effective communication. They include visual materials like pictures, charts, and diagrams that help your audience understand and remember the information you share during your presentation. When you're giving a speech or a presentation, your main mode of communication is typically spoken words. Whether you're expressing an opinion, advocating for a course of action, or presenting factual or statistical data, relying solely on your spoken words can sometimes leave your listeners confused or overwhelmed. Listeners might struggle to remember key facts or ideas if there's nothing visual to reinforce the message. That's where visual aids come in. They enhance understanding and help with retention by engaging the audience's visual sense. There are many types of visual aids you can use. PowerPoint slides are common, but you can also incorporate charts and graphs to illustrate data clearly. Images and infographics are great for quickly conveying complex ideas. Videos and animations can bring concepts to life, making them more memorable. Live polls and QR codes linking to additional content can actively involve your audience. Virtual dashboards or multimedia aids add a modern touch, while traditional tools like whiteboards, flip charts, and handouts still have their place. Using visual aids effectively means choosing the right type for your message and audience. They should complement your spoken words, making your points clearer and more engaging. When used thoughtfully, visual aids can make your presentation more dynamic, memorable, and impactful. Let's talk about keeping your slides simple and effective. First, always aim for a clean, uncluttered look. Use readable fonts and stick to the 6x6 rule, 6 lines, 6 words each. To make your key data stand out, highlight it with color or contrast. Remember, visuals should support your message, not distract from it. Finally, always test all your equipment ahead of time to avoid surprises. Following these guidelines will help your presentation be clear and engaging. Prepared by Vinod Goswami, goswamiv505@gmail.com. Thank you all for your time and attention. I hope this presentation has provided valuable insights and sparked some ideas for your own projects. If you have any questions or would like to discuss further, please feel free to reach out. Once again, thank you very much for being such a wonderful audience.